Yo. Alright. Alrighty. So, good afternoon, good Sunday to everybody. Just want to, basically, get with you guys, let y'all know, first, everybody that is attending Sunday church, I hope y'all have your the after church day is spectacular. You know how God is so beautiful, and His kingdom so beautiful. Psalms 91, we're protected, so don't worry. In fact, feel like you're always being cured. Like you're always being cured. Not anxiety, panic, oppressed. Feel like you're being cured at all times. And enjoy your day, however you do it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to bring that up to you. Normally it's, I'm not going to give you all my exact way that I pray to God, but I'm going to pray just to say, for everybody for this Sunday. It's a beautiful Sunday, beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. God in heaven, thank you for everything you have shown me and everyone that follows you. I pray to you and ask that the people that believe in you after all this time have a blessed Sunday, and I ask for that. It's not an order or a demand. I ask if it's possible. I know, basically, I want to say, I ask for forgiveness for the peoples that during the week may have trespassed or had sin. I pray to ask that their sins be forgiven by you. And I pray not that their sins are possibly forgiven, that they have a wonderful day today, and in the rest of the week as well. But for right now, we'll focus on the day. I pray and I ask in the name of God, the Creator of heaven. Amen. All right. There we go. I hope, the prayer, how some people can kind of make prayer look like somebody sitting in a dark room, like cross Indian style, Native American and things like that. Dude, prayer is not darkness. So I try to present it. It's even written about this in the Bible. I wasn't really going to talk much about the Bible today, but we will, because a little bit just right now, just because it's Sunday, and we're not going to be oblivious to that it's Sunday, and we've been learning. What I will say is that it's written about how to pray, or it's written by a disciple of what Jesus said. So it's even said. And in a way, I'm not going to be an extremist, but in a way, all the times that Jesus said something and it was written by the disciples, at one point when you start to understand things in the level of how much He's keen being the Son of God, it's like, do we have the right? We have the right, but we don't. I don't think we have the worthiness as people after all this time to say what we can study, we can read it, but to say what he says that's written, because it's in Bibles, sometimes it's colored in different when Jesus speaks and they write what he said, it's covered in a different color. So like basically, like, obviously I'm not going to be an extremist, but I'm also going to pay my respect and say that, like, before I proceed to say something about what Jesus said, I'm acknowledging his level of grandeur and majesty. So it's not that I'm going to get in trouble, but I just, like, who am I to be able to, like even though the Bible was being distributed to everybody, who am I to be able to say the same words he said? Not that I'm not trying to preach the gospel or the Torah or anything like that, but who am I to be able to even say, like, reading and saying is a big difference eventually once you start to understand things, because the worthiness, like, you know how he said he had parables? No wonder he wrote in parables, bro. It's now we kind of understand why he probably wrote in parables, because, like, direct speech, it's like no one's worthy enough to replicate voice that out. I don't know if that's the exact reason, but I think that's why he spoke in parables, because it's like getting down to, for me, it's like getting down to earth, so the down to earth people can maybe one day realize that they're not worthy enough to speak for him, but not disengage from proceeding of spreading the word, because that's why I think he speaks in parables a lot. There's times where there's not really times where he's saying something and it's just like random, like, hey man, you get over there. I'm not Jesus Christ or anything. I'm just saying, like, if, like, for example, there's not many terms. So I'm not gonna go too much into that because I don't want y'all to worry about, like, Jesus mentions to proclaim the gospel throughout the world. So with that being said, like, it's not that we're just mere people, bro. And the thing is, it's just one day. This isn't an Illuminati or secret society or something. This is just understanding royalty and majesty and things like that. And also, one thing, God taught us common sense in the beginning with the first commandment, bro. God, like, Jesus' father taught us common sense in the beginning, bro. Like, literally, bro. Like, it really, really did. It's just, this is common sense, dude. In the first commandment, it says, "Thou shalt have no other gods." right? Like, there's no other, like, the fact that the I'm not going to go into this, but the fact that the earth was able to manifest a letter S after God, it just, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not talking about, like, sadness and stuff like that, and because it's just sad that they, like, people thought that some existence thought that they were that or whatever. But he taught us common sense there. You know what that teaches you? The first commandment is you speak for yourself. Your mind, body, and soul speaks for yourself. And it's connected. And what I'm trying to say is that I can't speak for nobody, bro. You can't, like, the first commandment teaches you common sense. You can't speak for nobody. It's not that we're saying that we're not speaking for, like, putting on the level of God, but in the end, with that sort of commandment, thou shalt have no other gods, meaning, like, you can't speak for God, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't speak for God, right? That's blasphemy. Like that's blasphemy, bro. So but it also teaches you identity understanding. It teaches you identity understanding. Like, I can't talk for, like, let's say there was another man or a woman in this room. I can't talk for I can't talk for them, speak for them. Not that they're gods or anything like that, but I can't speak for them. So it's so like that commandment really teaches you that stuff. It's crazy. Also, it shows you how to it teaches you also, like, the majesty of what Jesus Christ is, and, like, it makes me question, like, am I even somebody that, like, can repeat? Not that I'm not gonna, because he says spread the word, so I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to just make it clear for here on out that I do realize something at this point. Like, I will spread the word, like, the order that was almost, it kind of sounds like an order. He doesn't really do that often. He's so loving. But he did pretty much, that wasn't a parable. When he said and spread to tell the good news, that was like, that's not parable. That's just direct thing, bro. That wasn't a parable there. So with that being said, moving on forward, if I'm mentioning things that Jesus Christ said through the disciples' witnesses, as what they wrote, there's a little part of my heart saying, I apologize, I'm sorry to you, Jesus, and I'm sorry if I disappointed your Father by speaking on your behalf upon what is written. Not about I don't hear voices, but what I'm saying is that, like, for instance, the sad thing about I'm not gonna talk down. I normally, what I like in Bibles is when they do put a different stature on the words that Jesus says, because he's that different from everybody, bro. He's that different. He's that different, even to the sense of letters and numbers. He's that different. He's that different. So, let me see here. Not long. We're not doing this long. I'm trying to say this. The sad thing is, so like for instance, in John, I think it's John 7 through 14. I'm not saying that this is what we should study. This is just an example. Not until halfway through the feast is John 7, John chapter 7 verse 14. It starts, not until halfway through the feast. This is now a third person perspective writing. Did Jesus go up to the temple courts and begin to teach? So he's like writing, John's writing about, oh, Jesus is going to teach at the temple courts. He writes, and he's like looking at them, and he's like, and the Jews were amazed and asked. Now this is kind of funny, because I thought this was going to be a thing about Jesus. I thought this part, the asked part, the quotations was going to be Jesus, but it comes out to be, I have the right to be able to say this because we're all people. So the Jews were amazed and asked. I feel like without pain in my heart that I'm not being disloyal and not being majestic. Even then, at that time, these people had to, the Jews back then, they, and still today, had hard, they are like I'm not even almost worthy enough to say what they say, bro. That's how worthy they are. So, I'm gonna just skip this part. I'm not gonna put them at the level of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. But I'm gonna, for the sense of the Jewish community, I can't speak for the Jewish community, bro. They're more holy than I am. And then it says, Jesus answered the Jewish crowd that Jesus is the King of Jewish people. And it says on John 7:16, Jesus answered. Like I said, guys, that's not what he said. Excuse me. Like I said, when speaking about the Bible, y'all know my intention is pure now. Like, I obviously am gonna spread the word, like, to all nations. Yeah, I'm gonna spread the word to all nations. I'm gonna try. But when it comes to, when it says, not that I'm scared or like a bad person, like, you could expect, like, we're not going to talk about them too long, but the ones on the villain side, they might fear, like, a dark fear, not like a unproud, I'm gonna make them unproud. Like, my fear is not fear, it's just like I'm gonna make someone possibly unproud. Though the other side, they can't even mention the word Jesus or Christ, or they like become sick. I don't even know, bro. That's how powerful he is and how good he is to us as our good shepherd. And Jesus answered, he says his teachings is not of his own. They come from him who sent Jesus Christ. If anyone chooses to do God's will, he will find out whether my teachings comes from God or whether he speaks on his own. He who speaks on his own does so to gain honor for himself, but he who works for the honor of the one who sent him is a man of truth. Ooh, this is a beautiful thing. I cannot believe, I believe it, but I cannot. I'm so happy, y'all. I'm so humble. I'm dude, oh my gosh. Because I just went to a random page, and this is one we're going to talk about, and we're not going to continue after this. This includes some of the people, y'all. Thank you. I'm serious. Thank you. That little thank you part was not involved. I'm going to go back to where Jesus is mentioning things to the people. We'll find out whether Jesus' teachings come from God or that he's speaking on his own behalf. He who speaks on his own does so to gain honor for himself, but he who works for the honor of the one who sent him is a man of truth. There's nothing false about him. Has not Moses given them the law? Yet none one of you keeps the law. Why are they trying to kill him? Parentheses, Jesus Christ. Question mark. Quote. The crowd answered, saying, you are possessed. Who is trying to kill you? And Jesus said to them, started to speak to them, mentioning he did one miracle, and they are all astonished. Yet, because Moses gave you circumcision, though actually it did not come from Moses, but from the patriarchs, you circumcise a child on the Sabbath. Now, if a child can be circumcised on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses may not be broken, why are you angry with Jesus Christ for healing the whole man on the Sabbath? Jesus Christ said, stop judging by mere appearances and make a right judgment. There. I wasn't going to go too far. I was just going to go from here, and I wasn't going to go into such depth like that, because I'm not oblivious of like sort of some of this like X-rated thing, but it's not really. It's just an Old Testament thing. Like yeast, it's not supposed to be included. Circumcision is something I don't like to talk about because it's like breaking, but it separates you from others, and I think at that time when they do that, you usually have yet to have the pain nerves like working. So it's almost like it was made to be that way without suffering. I was just gonna just read that part because that's just honorable. I'm not gonna read this out loud. Wow. Alrighty. Let me see. That was incredible. I was only gonna mention just like a level of I didn't think I was gonna go like 30 minutes on this, so but yeah. It didn't because it's not a complete Bible study, y'all. But it's just like, you know, at the same time, if you have not didn't attend church, in a way, there was a small Bible study today. There wasn't worship. But there was some Bible study done. So for everybody now, as I want to say, just because church is over doesn't mean that the Holy Bible and the Word is over. So enjoy your Sundays, but just know that the Holy Bible, and you know, it's not over. So enjoy your Sundays in the way the best way you can to honor and lovely be you know, available. So because this is so important, I will take a moment to stand up. I'm not disrespectful. So this because this isn't this is gonna be, we're gonna talk about like material things and stuff like that, and if I slip with words, I'm not gonna do it in front of the Holy Bible. It's, come on. So yes, I have it here, but I'm gonna be myself. So it's not going too far, but all right. Let's see here. All right. So. Oh. Thank God, thank God. Jeez. Alrighty. Woo. Hold up. I didn't go too far away. I'm just trying to tell you. I didn't go too far away, okay? I didn't go too far away, okay? The NFL is out there, okay? Games are on. All right. So, with that being said, I hope y'all are doing well. I hope that y'all pray for blessings from the Heavenly Father. And y'all enjoy y'all's Sunday, man. Y'all enjoy y'all's Sunday, seriously. I mean, remember how we say some of those like people like I think it was like a Discord people. You know how like Discord people thought like that the blue screen when their screen on the computer would go blue was the blue screen of death. Dude, that's not the color that's written in the Bible. That is the color of death. It's either white or green, bro. Because those two horses are considered to be like the words in a way of war, and the other one is death. So white and green would have been. It's not blue. The blue screen is not. It should have been a blue screen of death. That really changed a lot of people. A lot of EDM electronica people were like, okay, there's this like Taliban flags being raised around where Jesus was born, and it consists of white and green and red and black, and like it's not blue. It's not. So it's the blue screen. It literally made it. It's like common sense. It's like even an algorithm would be like, oh my goodness, it's not the blue screen of death. Like if your computer crashes, it's like blue screen. It's not blue. The blue screen is not blue. So a lot of people changed their mind, and a lot of users turned to Christ after I made that announcement, because it's just so funny, bro. It's like that's like, oh, my screen is. I am a person that has the most. I can explain a situation that happened to me before, with that blue screen. It didn't die. It's not. I had it like a $2,000 at this point. That computer would probably be priced at like $8,000 to $10,000. At the time when I had this desktop, it actually was. It actually ended up getting that blue screen, bro. From remote Wayz, I had it fixed, and it was running better than it ran before. Like seriously, it was running better than it ran before. I was getting like 400 FPS. So like, it's not the thing. So you know, there's prophecies involved and all that, and they're unfolding. So yeah, just wanted to. I mean, we talk a lot about that, and right now the NFL's on, bro. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch the NFL. Peacemaker. Oh my gosh, Peacemaker. That show is one of the most like surprising shows I've ever seen. Like that show says they don't say God's name in vain. Not all the way. I can't clear them out from that, but they do say Jesus a lot. So, which is a beautiful name. At least they're not saying God's name in vain. Still, but they say Jesus. That show, which is nonfiction, man, that show it's incredible because it's like it started from the bottom. Now I'm here. Peacemaker, literally, he was with what? Suicide Squad? He was with Suicide Squad, bro. Dude. Dude, like, to make it to where he's gonna be appearing next to the Justice League soon, possibly. And he is the one that is the key to, like, dimensional travel. Like, even Lex Luthor's intrigued by this Peacemaker. Dude, it's incredible, dude. That show, it blew my mind because, like, peace doesn't come from killing. And this character, we're going into to fiction right here with talking about the movie, the show, movie, and comics. Peacemaker is on the way, trending to be affiliated with the Justice League somehow. Maybe not sitting at the round table, but if he does, that will be. I don't know how that will work, because just in case, to keep their things correct, unless there's a comic that he does show up at the round table at the Justice League meetings, then he can go. But if he hasn't, then he has no right to go into the Justice League meetings. He might be able to say it, get word in, something good, something awesome still. But he is influencing the future of DC, because it has stayed canon. Like, such a chaotic, like, last few, like, Suicide Squad, staying canon to do a Suicide Squad 2, and they're canon to Suicide Squad 2. Superman, that just got released, is canon to Suicide Squad 2, not 1. The first one, it's not. It's just that's the way it is. And there's an explanation for that. There's dimensions and stuff like that. But Suicide Squad, Peacemaker is canon with Superman. It is canon. It is meaning that it is going along with the recent history of each movie or TV show and their universes together. So we might have, like, a Justice League, and there might be, like, people showing up, like Peacemaker showing up, like as cameos, or just there's so much opportunity with Peacemaker now. He's one of the one people that he's not low key. He's like at time, Marvel has the Time Corp with Paradox. He's like Paradox mixed with Peacemaker, because he has the ability to dimensional travel. So with that ability, that he got gifted, is so overpowered that the highest villain, other than the Joker and known as Lex Luthor, is intrigued by this Peacemaker. That means that he has something that's overwhelmingly powerful, which is that dimensional rift thing. So where he can just jump to parallel universes. And with Superman, like, dude, like the Man of Tomorrow. Whoa, that's gonna. I'm waiting for them. Somebody, chat. Cheap follows on this thing. I don't pay for that. That's faking your that it's faking the truth. I don't need. I am, So, with that being said, Superman. I can't wait till they start working on Wonder Woman. I can't wait. They have to, dude. It can't change. Like Wonder Woman. At this point, Gal Gadot has that on lock. There's no way. Like Peacemaker, everybody at the studios, James Gunn. There's no way at this point that we have a different Wonder Woman. Y'all have dimensional travel, so you can travel to the Dawn of Justice dimension and get that Wonder Woman. So there's no excuse to changing the Wonder Woman. There's really no excuse. Gal Gadot is, if you really want to do justice and honor to DC, you will use Gal Gadot as your everybody that didn't die, like basically everybody that didn't die in the Justice League Dawn of Justice. Superman, of course, was a new Superman because Superman died. But the rest of them, Aquaman, Jason Momoa, bro, this is so awesome. It would literally go with your story. So y'all can continue using Aquaman as Jason Momoa. You can use Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot. You can use the Flash, the same Flash. So you can do that because you have Peacemaker's dimensional travel where you can meet with them, and since Superman is gone, they need to have that round table situation where the Justice League, we still haven't had a view of the Justice League above Earth sitting down having those things, and now you have Superman back alive, so you can bring that, bring them. There is no restriction on that. I think it's a poetic way of doing it. If you change all the characters, you're really gonna you're gonna mess up the fact that Superman died in Dawn of Justice. Like, to recover the death of Superman, which is almost impossible, you have to use the same characters and actors from that dimension, that parallel universe, to recover the fact that Superman passed away. So those people, these two universes, will now have a Superman still. Because I'm pretty sure they're a little down and depressed that they don't have Superman anymore. So now that you have a Superman and you have a dimensional person as Peacemaker, you can literally, not that you're making it a Snyderverse or something like that, you can literally get the Dawn of Justice continuation style thing and make it your own style, but with the same actors. Like, you don't need to make it because you're not the same director, you're not Zack Snyder, but does not mean you can't use the same actors. What you can do is keep it canon to the fact that Superman passed away and there has yet to be a recovery of that. The recovery is that there's a Superman that exists in this dimension that can go on and be Superman for them in the new dimension. And literally imagine it's like they released a Justice League. It's coming out. It's like with Superman, and it's a preview of this new Superman flying with his dog, and he like runs into flies by Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and then he passes by the Flash, and then he passes by Batman, Ben Affleck, and he's just like, and it's them, and it's like they have now a Justice League on both universes, bro. So they have to. What will be a little weird, and what sets this up to be so beautiful, is that the workload is going to be in between two complete parallel universes. So they're going to need people like Peacemaker and people like that to help control like villains and stuff like that are happening. They're going to be focused on like the big fish, like the big things, right? So if they do that, we're good, bro. So that's what we have with Peacemaker. Hopefully we can fix the Dawn of Justice, Superman passing away, and using the same characters from there. And it'll be so crazy because you're gonna find another Lex Luthor that's not bald. It's that guy with the long hair. It's all this stuff. You don't have to really do that. You can just literally just dimensionally travel them to this dimension and that dimension during times, and then that way. But I'm telling you, this is Peacemaker is like a key to unlocking dimension travel for this, and this will be awesome. I would like to see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and Jason Momoa, and the actor that played the Flash played well. If he's not Ezra Miller, great work. It would be nice because Peacemaker's a TV show. To pay homage to Peacemaker unlocking such a crazy way of fixing the Dawn of Justice Superman death. Since it's a TV show, you could use Grant Gustin's The Flash TV show version of The Flash if you wanted to, even though Ezra Miller did a great job. So yeah. You have basically, and it kind of is in the last episode of season 1 of Peacemaker. At the very end, you see Aquaman, and I think it is Jason Momoa. So in the end, I think that's what they're going to do, bro. They're gonna be able to, they're gonna work their way to work with this new Superman, and yeah. So there we go. So that's what I wanted to get to, and the NFL's on, so I'll go watch the games. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's day.